In an effort to end hunger in the community, several local organizations, including WNWO, will host a concert on March 23rd at Foresters on the River. And that's all going to benefit mobile food program Food for Thought. Well, joining us now is the headlining performer and probably best known as Bachelor Bob on ABC's The Bachelor, Bob Guiney, and his bandmate Scott Grimes. Hey guys, how's it going?
WNWO.
Great, love that tagline. Thanks guys so much for joining us today. Well, Bob, you're very well known on the TV circuit, but a lot of people probably don't know you're in a band right now. So how'd you get your start in the music industry?
Actually, I started off playing music. I was in a band called Fat Amy, which we were, back in the 90s actually playing a ton, and then we're lucky enough to sign a record deal. I want to say it was probably like in the early mid-90s. And that was my full-time job for a long time, long before I was ever on The Bachelor stuff and before I started hosting TV shows and stuff. And so it was, one of those things. We toured a lot regionally, and then got lucky enough to tour with guys like the Verve Pipe and Matchbox 20 and bands of that nature that were Fuel and Fastball that took us on these really big tours, and we were always their kind of, small opener, but it was a great experience for us. And then I started doing TV stuff, and then Greg Grunberg actually is a really good buddy of ours and invited me to be in a band called Band from TV, which at the time we had, I think we called it 16-9, and we called it like 10 different names at the time. But it was James Denton, Hugh Laurie, Greg Grunberg, and myself, and from that point we started growing, and that was about 7 years ago, and Scott came into the band a few years later, and then Scott and I started playing together because we loved playing original music too, and the big thing about Band from TV, it's all about familiar faces playing familiar songs. And Scott and I both had a long history writing our own music as well, so this was an opportunity for us to do that and actually get a chance to play our own songs too. And yeah, so it's always been something I've loved to do.
Great, and you guys are actually on tour right now, so what can people in Toledo expect from your performance if they don't really know who you are?
We're just all about fun. We're all about the music we grew up on, our original music. The crowd is a huge part of our show, and we just have a good time. People come up on stage, they dance, they sing. We kind of try to break down that wall between performer and the person listening. So all about fun.
Definitely. And you guys, this concert's going to help us feed many needy people in the community. So we're really thankful you're going to be here. But what does it mean to you, both of you, to be helping local charities with your music?
I think for both of us, we got to do a show. Obviously Scott, everyone knows Scott from ER and American Dad and everything else that he's done, Band of Brothers. And it's kind of nice for us to get to go back to our hometowns and get a chance to see everyone. And we got to play an event in his hometown last year, which really benefited the School of Performing Arts. And so this is pretty awesome for me because he finally gets a chance to see my hometown area and get a chance to see all the people I grew up with. And giving obviously to Food for Thought, the biggest thing about this is from what we were talking with the people that are organizing the event, and for every ticket that's sold, that feeds 9 families. And there's a lot of people out there, I think that people forget this, there's a lot of people out there domestically that aren't having 3 meals a day. Some of them aren't even having 1 meal a day. And so hopefully this will help provide some food for everyone and get some people fed. And obviously just doing a good cause and working with Moms and Heels, which is a group that came out to an event we did in New York actually, and that's how we met them. And when they told us they were from Toledo, we had a nice, obviously, camaraderie there, and they invited us to do this event, so we're excited to be a part of it.
And there's nothing better than playing music, because music makes people have a couple drinks, makes them spend money, and that's what that's all about, is to make money to give to this organization.
Great, definitely. And you know what? If you had to say one thing to the people of Toledo to get them to come out, buy a ticket, what would you say?
Scott will have a kissing booth going.
Oh my.
And Bob will take his shirt off.
Yeah.
Wow, well, that's some pretty good incentives to go as long
I think it'd be better if I did the kissing booth and he does the shirt off thing. He's in a lot better shape than me.
All right, guys. Well, we look forward to you guys coming out March 23rd at 7 p.m. We're really looking forward to that show. And for you at home, tickets can be purchased at ToledoFreeFromHunger.org. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.